Welcome to Vanijja, the channel dedicated to making global trade clear and simple for everyone. If you are new to shipping, you need to understand the documents that govern the movement and ownership of goods around the world. Did you know that a single piece of paper controls the legal ownership of millions of dollars worth of cargo sailing across the ocean? International trade involves high financial risks. Buyers and sellers face confusion about who owns the goods while they are at sea, and who is financially responsible if the goods are lost or damaged. This video will demystify the bill of lading. By the end, you will understand the essential rules for transferring ownership and the surprising limits on carrier liability. This knowledge will help you secure your goods and protect your cash flow. Here is the roadmap of key topics we will cover. First, the triple role of the bill of lading, then the magic of title transfer, followed by carrier liability and the COGSA $500 limit, and finally, managing risks and claims. Global trade spans vast distances. This movement creates complex legal and financial challenges for everyone involved. The core problem is trust. Sellers fear sending valuable goods without receiving payment, and buyers fear paying for goods that have not yet arrived safely. This is where the bill of lading steps in. This single document is the key tool that manages the financial and legal risks associated with cargo worth millions of dollars while it is at sea. We begin with the three crucial functions of the bill of lading, often abbreviated as B/L. This document is fundamental for moving goods by sea. The bill of lading is essentially a fundamental transport document used for sea shipments. Think of it as the single most important piece of paper in ocean freight. The first role is a receipt for the goods. When the carrier, the shipping company, takes physical possession of your cargo, they issue the BL as formal proof that the goods were received in good condition. Second, the BFL acts as evidence of a contract. It proves a formal agreement exists between the shipper, or seller, and the carrier to transport the goods from the loading port to the final discharge port. The third and most powerful function is that of a document of title. The bill of lading represents the actual legal ownership of the goods. Consider it like a coat check ticket. Whoever holds the physical ticket has the exclusive right to claim the item. Now that we have a grasp on the BFL's three roles, let's look at how it allows legal ownership, or title, to transfer while goods are in the middle of the ocean. When a bill of lading is issued to order, it becomes a negotiable document. This technical term simply means that the ownership of the goods can be transferred from one person to another. Ownership transfers when the original document is endorsed, meaning signed on the back, and then handed over to the new owner. The new owner must physically surrender this original document to the shipping line to claim the goods at the destination port. This control over the goods is what makes global trade financing secure. This leads us directly to our next key idea: carrier liability. When you hand over goods, you might assume the carrier is responsible for their full value if something goes wrong. This is a common and dangerous misconception. Ocean carriers operate under strict international laws, specifically the Carriage of Goods by Sea Act, or COGSA, for shipments touching United States ports. COGSA severely limits the carrier's financial responsibility. Under COGSA, a carrier's liability is strictly limited to only $500 per package or customary freight unit. If you ship a container with $50,000 worth of electronics and it is lost, the carrier is typically only legally required to pay you $500. Furthermore, carriers are often entirely exempt from liability for nautical faults. If goods are destroyed due to a captain's error in navigation or a fire on board, the carrier may not owe you anything at all. Now that you understand the limited liability of carriers, let's explore how to manage your risks and file a proper claim when a loss occurs. Relying on the carrier for compensation is a terrible business strategy because of COGSA's protections. Securing dedicated marine cargo insurance is a necessity. Proper insurance protects you where the carrier's liability ends. If you suffer a loss, you must act fast. Freight claims must typically be filed with the carrier within 9 months of the delivery date. The carrier has 120 days to respond. If they refuse to pay, you generally have exactly 2 years to file a lawsuit. In conclusion, the bill of lading is more than a receipt. It is the cornerstone of global trade, allowing for the safe transfer of legal ownership across borders. However, possessing the bill of lading does not guarantee the financial safety of your cargo, as ocean carrier liability is drastically restricted by regulations like COGSA. The mark of a master global trader is understanding the balance. Use the bill of lading to control your goods, and use dedicated insurance to protect their value. Now that you know carriers can limit their liability to just $500 per package, how will you adjust your strategy for purchasing cargo insurance on your next shipment? Leave your questions and comments below. If you found this video helpful, please like it and subscribe to Vanijja for more straightforward explanations of complex trade concepts. Thank you for watching.